What up, this is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of The Accursed arriving in theaters and on demand October 14, I'm here talking with the stars of this new film, Mena, Sarah, and Alexis, and the director, Kevin Lewis. How are you all this afternoon?
Hi, great.
Great.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Congratulations. Thank you for talking to me. Now, Kevin, let me start with you. Last year, you and I talked about Willy's Wonderland. The Accursed is a slightly different beast. I'm guessing with Willy, you had to deal with a bunch of practical effects for the evil animatronics. With this one, it seems that there's a significant CG VFX involved. So talk to me about that process and why this particular story as your follow-up.
So there was a lot of practical with the Accursed. I mean, the finale with the demon, the VFX is it used to enhance more like paint brushes, strokes. The fly, the 360 shot of the fly is VFX. We had a wonderful VFX company, Entropic, come on, and they did all the post for this movie. And the reason I love the script so much, it was just a great character piece. And it was a movie about the sins of the mothers visiting on their daughters. And I came from a background of a single mother raising me. I've had strong women in my life, in my whole life, and I just felt really compelled when I read the script to make this movie. And I just knew that I had to get the right actors for it, because at the end of the day, I could dress it up, I could have the VFX, I could do all that stuff, but if the characters don't shine and the narrative doesn't come through, the movie's sunk. And so these wonderful talent here, they were just fantastic in the movie, and it was such a pleasure working with them.
Mena, you seem to be tackling a bunch of complex roles, like the ones you did in Don't Tell a Soul and What Lies Below. Characters who are not necessarily antagonists, but they're not necessarily protagonists either. But in this one with Alma, your character seems to be like straight up stone cold creepy. What fascinated you about Alma when you when you decided to take on this project, and how did you go about embodying her?
Gosh, where to begin? I mean, I was very grateful to be thought of to receive the script. I've been a huge fan of the horror genre my whole life, so yeah. I was already like in because of that. So I was really excited to read it. And then I was really touched by, I just feel like it's very unique and special. I feel like there's so much there grounded in the writing already that it felt like it separated it from, I feel like, a lot of films in this genre. And, it's not just the storyline and the amount of heartbreak and loss at the center of all of this, but because I'm such a fan of this genre, I mean, I was also really excited to get to play and do all these really like wild and extreme things. Part of that was, I don't know, just kind of fun to think about taking on. That's a big part of my work that I enjoy. We got to go into the cinema school of makeup and have head casts, and I got to see all of the prosthesis that they were working on for the demon, and just being able to experience all of that, like that was just a lot of fun for me. So overall, I mean, it was really, really special. And then I think that once I got there and then you experience, the environment, you see the cabin that they built, and you're seeing the wardrobe that they're thinking of, and all of that influences it. It all kind of comes together, and that's how it was for me in finding Alma. I felt like once I saw this these suspenders and this striped shirt, and we're talking about a bun here. I mean, that kind of like, that gives you a particular impression, that connects you to a particular energy, and all of that added to it. And just, I think, discovering her and, making her.
Thank you for sharing that. Sarah, love The Order. I wish it had continued. Big fan of the show. I'm curious, did you have to shadow any nurse or home carer as part of your research into this role? And also, what was it like acting with the legendary Meg Foster, whom you share much of your screen time with?
Meg was
an absolute angel. I will never forget her. She was wonderful. I remember there was a point where I think I got like blood in my eye, and I think some particles got in, and they were pretty irritated. And she just ran away and got me this little care package with some eye drops and cotton pads. And she was like, "It's the blue eyes. We're sensitive. It used to happen to me all the time." And
Oh.
so she was just awesome. And then so creepy. Like, you know, when it was action, it was just like, but yeah, I was super excited. This movie, you know, at the heart of it, there's a real human drama, and you know, it's about really facing your literal, figurative demons, not just the literal demons, and healing generational trauma and the importance of that. So I thought that, you know, it's not just another horror movie. There's real heart in this. So I was really excited.
Yes, definitely. Alexis, big fan of yours, of course, Stacy from Pitch Perfect. Now, last time we talked was on Phobias. Now, the Accursed. Your character, Marilyn, reminds me of the badasses in the horror movies that come in and like, okay, we're going to have to take this demon down, and here's how we're going to do it. How fun was it for you playing Marilyn? And what was the most challenging part about this character, if any, to you?
Super easy question. It was extremely fun. Extremely fun. I hope to continue to do. Sorry, my cat just jumped in the bag. I hope to continue to do roles like that and even push the limit further and further and further. You know, Sigourney Weaver kind of stuff. Like, let's go. The hardest part for me, and something that I'm going to work on my own in training, is hurting women physically and on screen. I said this in the last one, but it's just I only have brothers. I don't have sisters, and we beat the shit out of each other. They beat the shit out of me all my life. Like, so I have this, like, you know, an easy aggression, and almost like I am one of the guys. Like, I've always been like that. So I feel like it feels ungentlemanly to hurt a woman. So that's where I have room for improvement. But hopefully you can't tell that on the screen.
Awesome, awesome. I got one last minute left. I was wondering to any of the ladies want to chime in. You know, this like Kevin touched earlier, this movie is mostly comprised of, you know, women, majority. So what does that mean to you? And what was it like working with one another on the set?
Awesome. It's inspiring. I mean, you know, getting to work with such professionals, like I was just watching them and taking it in and learning from one another. And so, yeah, it just felt really, really wonderful and empowering.
I felt very proud that it's a female-driven film, and then we have our Papa Bear, Kevin, leading the way. But you know, all the talent on screen are all women, and we're just like holding it down, and like it's just magnificent. And for that to be the first film my daughter's in is like, what a monumental entrance. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. Oh, Meg Foster, dude, like, come on, Meg Foster. When I didn't realize at first that she's from They Live, and then I just like melted all over the floor.
And I second all of that. I completely agree. I feel that, you know, Kevin is, you know, just how he lives his life and his upbringing. He's very connected to his feminine side. So, you know, we all felt very safe. And I think, you know, also with what Sarah was touching on earlier, in the way that, you know, Meg would show care and concern for her. You know, I think that was a nice thing to have. You know, you can't get rid of that female element in the way that we kind of, you know, cared or were concerned for one another on set.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. All right, for my fans at home, everybody go check out The Accursed, arriving in theaters and on demand October 14th. Kevin, Mena, Sarah, and Alexis, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you
for having us.
Appreciate it.